Wait. Good to see you too. Hello.
Coach D.
Coach? Wait. Okay, so I'm all for surprises. Where's my man BJ Flores, man?
Oh, BJ's here.
Where's BJ?
BJ's right here.
Oh, there you go. Hey!
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I need to just acknowledge the presence of Problem Bot right there. Thank you, Problem Bot. Yeah. Is that your security?
Yeah, he's got an RPG.
Yes,
we'll
it
run
is.
y'all through a drill as well. Whenever if we could do it down, that'd be fine. We can run through the drill. That way you do.
You're going to run through the drill right now?
Go ahead.
Cameras on, please. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Excellent.
Look, I mean, Tommy claims to have been doing this his whole life, and he has an amateur career, and he's been around it. That is true, but he hasn't worked as hard as me, you know. I see a green guy who hasn't sparred enough times and has only been put in there with opponents that were meant to lose. This is his first real test where his opponent isn't some guy that's just going to flop over. And, you know, you're going to see that. You're going to see a fighter who is a virgin, in my opinion. He has no idea what he's getting himself into. This is his first time under the big lights on the big stage, and he's going to crack under pressure.
Keith Heidick from BoxingScene.com. How you doing? I was just wondering if you can compare the type of challenge that you expect from Tommy Fury as opposed to what Tyron Woodley presented for you.
Yeah, I think it's two very different style of fighters. You know, I think Tyron just has so much experience. You know, he's been in there with the hardest hitters, as the best in the world, and so he's had that experience, and he knew how to counter and take away some of my best things in the ring, and how to take a punch. Tommy Fury hasn't been tested, so we will see how he responds, and I think that's the beautiful thing about this fight is the unknown. Is he actually a Fury, or will we find out that he's just a half Fury? You know, does he have the heart like his brother, or is he just living in the shadow of his brother? I think the beautiful thing about this fight is stepping into the unknown, because this is also my first time fighting a real boxer, quote unquote, whatever that means. And he's undefeated. He's young, same age, same height, same weight. So it's really a perfect matchup, and we're just going to see who worked harder, who wants it more, and who has that dog inside of him.
Quick question. So you have a bet going on with him about changing the name, and what's your prediction for the fight? What round does it end?
I will TKO him in the later rounds. You know, Tommy hasn't gone past 4 rounds. He hasn't even had a fight past 4 rounds. So I think he'll be gassed. This will be the first time him actually getting punched in the face by someone who could hit, who is the same weight as him. You know, he's always fought smaller guys with losing records. So I think he's going to fade. I know he's going to fade. It just, what round? 5th, 6th, maybe 7th. Maybe I knock him out the last 10 seconds of the 8th. But he's not hearing that 8th bell ring. I got $500K on the line. So, you know, when Tommy loses, he has to change his name to Tommy Fumbles. And, you know, he accepted it. I'm putting $500K. It's on the line. So we'll see what happens.
You know, look, one of the biggest issues in boxing right now is that a lot of the top names aren't very active. You know, but yet you're here with your 3rd pay-per-view fight of 2021. Why do you think it is that you're able to get all these fights in, and a lot of the other guys, you know, obviously you have less fights, but you're still fighting pay-per-view fights and all the media obligations that go with it. Why do you think the other guys aren't fighting as often?
You know, like you said, it's one of the biggest problems in boxing is promoters not wanting to risk their big fighters losing, because that's their paychecks. That's how they make their revenue, and so it's too big of a risk for them. But me, you know, we're a big team, but a nimble team. We move fast, we make decisions, and I'm not scared of anybody. You know, people are saying, fight this person, fight that person, fight this person. I'm doing these fights literally as fast as we can get the deals done. And I think a lot of these pro boxers, from what I'm sort of finding out, is they don't work actually that hard, and they're not really down to fight all the time whenever the call comes in. So I think that's the big difference. This is my fourth fight in 12 months. It's the third pay-per-view this year, but it's 4 fights in 12 months. So really the only person that's as active at this big of a platform is Canelo.
I have a question about that. This is perhaps one of the biggest week in boxing in 2021. Canelo against another outstanding fighter, Caleb Plant. Your views on that fight? Who's going to take the win?
It's exciting. You know, in boxing now, rarely as a fan do we see these big fights where you get excited and you wake up on Saturday morning and you're like, man, I can't wait for tonight because I'm so excited for the fight. That's only happened maybe once or twice this year, you know, with the Fury Wilder fight, maybe Mayweather Logan, maybe a couple of Jake Paul fights, but this one's exciting.
History making.
It's great for and it's great for the sport. The unification of 168. Can Canelo do it? Can Caleb Plant do it?
Undefeated, another undefeated fighter in his record.
And this fight is exactly what boxing needs more of. You know, we want to see Canelo versus Benavidez. We want to see Plant versus Benavidez. We want to see these big fights. Why aren't they happening?
Jake, Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. Thanks for taking my question. I'm wondering, you've come into boxing and sort of disrupt the landscape of the traditional boxing with having big fight after big fight after big fight and being a relatively new name. Talk to us about that. Is that what you planned, or is that just how things are shaking out?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a young fighter that still has a lot of things to prove, but with each fight, I'm elevating my level of opponent, and we just want to do it bigger and bigger and bigger. And, you know, boxing is the snowball effect. When you keep on winning as a fighter, they just get bigger. The fights get bigger. Everything's more exciting. And so we've just taken this step by step. But, yeah, this has been in the cards the whole way. You know, when I first said, like 2 years ago, hey, I want to fight Conor McGregor, I want to fight Nate Diaz, I want to fight, I was joking about fighting Mike Tyson. I was saying I want to fight Canelo.
I remember the list.
And by the way, yeah, the list.
I remember the list.
Javante, everyone's on the list. And people
it doesn't
were like,
matter what weight division.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. People were like, oh, this kid's crazy 2 years ago. And now, it's like, wow.
You know what?
We've gotten this far, this fast. And the world is my oyster. All I have to do is 3 letters, W-I-N. And why do you think I work so hard? Why do you think I've progressed a lot faster than a lot of these pros are? Because I'm having to rise up to the highest level of boxing with 18 months of experience, 20 months of experience. So I'm progressing a lot faster than a lot of these pro boxers. And it is what it is because they don't have the pressure. They don't really have anything they lose. They lose, it's whatever. If I lose, the whole world's laughing. The whole world's like, yeah, we told this kid, like, we got him. This was just a thing. He's not a real pro. Get him out of here. Finally, we got our sport back. A lot of boxing wants to see me lose. A lot of them want to see me win, but a lot of them want to see me lose. So I have a pressure, and that's created a diamond.
And that's one thing that a lot of people don't know. A lot of fighters do support this because they're bringing a new generation of fans. How responsible do you feel bringing this new generation that don't remember the Julio Cesar Chavez, or they just know about Muhammad Ali because of the documentary?
Yeah, no, I'm fully responsible for all of it. Who else would be? I'm not sure. You know, like I said, 4 fights in 12 months. I have 65, 70 million followers across my platforms. That's a younger demographic. And they're coming into the sport of boxing, and they're going to become fans of other people. There's room for everyone to grow. I can build my skyscraper as high as I want to without it touching your skyscraper, or his skyscraper, or anyone's skyscraper. We can all build our buildings as high as possible, and that's what I want to do, is just bring more eyeballs to the sport, and that's what I've done.
Thank you, Jake. And before we close, I know you want to give us any final thoughts before we let all these beautiful people go back to a good morning on a Saturday?
Yeah, I actually got a poem. You know?
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you YouTuber, boxer, influencer, and writer.
I wrote this. You know, I'm upset that Tommy's not here. I know he's taking care of his mother, and I respect that, as a man, and I hope she's okay. I hope the family's going to do well, but I got a little something for him. Roses are red, violets are blue. In his first obligation, Mr. Fury couldn't come through. No worries, only stress for a few. I'm used to promoting my fights alone. I just didn't think I'd have to do this one too. Carrying the marketing sales, oh Lord, what's new? And y'all wonder why the highest paid boxers are me and Canelo, top two. One girl whispers, there goes Tommy Fury and his pretty green eyes. Her friend replies, yes, it's true, but he prefers to kiss guys. Tommy Fury's friends let him skip leg day. Just look at those chicken thighs. December 18th, his home won't be the only thing burglarized. I'm stealing his family's boxing legacy, all because Tommy did too much ecstasy while Jake was in the gym sparring heavily. The best bet for Tommy is a Molly May pregnancy. Tommy, it's okay, you lost. You'll still be a great dad. But when she finds out about his side alley makeout in Brampton, she's gonna be a little mad. After all this, though, I will say Tommy has a lot of spirit. A lot of Spirit airline miles. Tommy is still saving up to be able to sit in the aisles. Roses are red, violets are blue. December 18th, Tommy Fury, you will be on the canvas kissing my shoe.